I have very limited experience flying FPV. So it's really ideal for you to follow along, as I've not cheated or anything. I haven't had the drone airborne yet. I only did the activation and back in the office and tried out the screen recording and all that stuff. But I never had it up flying with the remote. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. So it'll be perfect for you if you just consider stepping into this hobby to follow along here and see what actually happens, because I have a very crooked eyesight, as some of you have seen in my videos. I do a lot of stuff to prevent you from seeing that, because it takes away focus from the content. But I have like a lazy eye and not equal eyesight, so it'd be interesting to see if this can actually work for me as
I can just show what I mean.
Flying with these goggles, and I only have the remote here, the remote controller, or Motion Controller 3 I think it's called, and the Goggles 3. That'd be very interesting for me. The only past experience I have is that I've been flying indoors in my house with a Beta FPV kit, which is basically also goggles and a small tiny whoop, and that was really difficult. But I think as we are getting used to with the DJI products, they are making stuff a lot easier for us to start out. Let's see if we can get it airborne and maybe do a little victory round here on the square. I got a set of ND filters for the drone as well, but I'm not going to mess around with that right now. I want you to see the raw footage without any additional glass in front of the camera.
And in case that you don't know why we're going to use ND filters on your drone, I made a very comprehensive tutorial showing you with real life examples the difference of the different filter types that are available for drones. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description below.
So we just start the drone now first. I don't know if there's any particular order to this.
All 3 units are factory paired and will find each other no matter which order that you power on the units.
Man, this is so spooky that I only have this one available for controlling it. A short press and a long press. There was. Sometimes it takes a few tries to get it right. And you see here, there are these 2 cameras in the front of the goggles. And the smart part about that is that this, if I tap 3 times on the side, I will actually get a vision of what's in real life in my surroundings. So if anybody is stepping up to me, I'll be able to spot them even though I'm sitting here with my goggles on. So that's super nice. So 1 tap shows you the battery status. So double tap, you will get it up and go. I don't know if I can carry, I can wear my cap at the same time. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. So, you see it? So if I tap here 2 times, see, now I can actually see what's going on. This is super practical, even though it's a little bit,
Note that the pass-through video feed of the goggles are not being included on the screen recording. And unfortunately, the screen recording does not pick up after you exit the pass-through view.
So make sure that your surroundings are clear. Yes, they are. So the first thing that we should do here is we should make it go airborne. See, I have this pointer. I don't know if it's recording this part, but I have this pointer. This is pretty nice. You can use this, the Motion Controller 3, you can use that as a pointing device in the graphics that's inside the goggles. And it's put in beginner mode. I think that's probably a good idea. I can start the recording here on the side. I think there's a record button. So now it's recording a little bit of video here. It has internal storage of 46 gigabytes, I think, but I've mounted a 128 gigabyte SD card. So the idea is that you start the engines by pressing the orange button here. Hold back the lock button to take off. It's airborne. And then, so I hold down the lock button. So I land.
So after I completed takeoff and landing successfully, it was time to move on to try and make my first flight.
Hold down the lock button. So this tilts the gimbal up and down. Nothing happens here. So now it's flying. Maybe we should just start some video recording here. I just want to see what's going on here. It's a lot noisier. How do I get it to come back to me? Come back! So I guess I need to maybe. I'll figure this out. I guess it's because I'm in beginner mode, that everything is so slow. See where it is? Where are you? So, let's just land. Hold down the button here.
I was starting to kind of familiarize myself with the motion controller, but I still found it a little bit difficult. I've shortened down that part because it's in beginner mode, so everything was happening so slow, and I don't want to bore you with that part. But it happened, all of that happened within the first battery, within the first 20 minutes.
Let's plug in a fresh battery. Grab one from the back. So what I think we should do now is we should try and switch it into away from beginner mode. I'm not really sure that this is everything was going so slow that it was not very exciting. And then take them off if you don't wear them, because it's getting really it's getting hot in here. Just take off all your clothes. I think the next line is, but I'm not going to do that.
And then I decided to take it up a notch and pull it out of beginner mode and push it into normal mode to see if I could sort of get the hang of it.
So let's go. Whew. Man, this is hot business. Goggle compass interference. Maybe I just need to step out here. It's because I'm close to the car. Okay, so let's fire up some video here. So, now we have the real deal. Let's just get some altitude here. As far as I understand, what will save me if anything goes wrong. I don't know why it's tilting like this. What will save me if anything goes wrong is that I have this orange button. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. I don't want to be cocky, but I think it's actually quite nice. Nice flying from me. Maybe we should measure the noise level. I brought the Mini 4 Pro.
The noise comparison against the Mini 4 Pro is included in the end of this video.
So what happens if I fly like a madman and then I let go? See, everything stops. That's nice. So I can go up here. Altitude, I guess I should be able to accelerate up. Yeah. I think maybe at some point I will learn this. I know there's a lot of you that will say this is not real FPV, but it does for sure feels and looks like FPV to me. But of course, the skills that you need to fly a real FPV drone, where you can't do it like this, and then everything stops, then it will simply drop to the ground, requires a different set of skills. Hey, look at this! The weather is really nice, and I'm down here somewhere, so I can just flip this one. Hey, that's what it's getting used to, that you need to sort of press the accelerator to be able to... yeah, so what's going on here now? So I can just tap the glasses here. What is going on? Tractor is coming. Let me go back. This is a nice feature that you can tap this. So. Oh, I thought it was my head. I was doing this. So a little bit press on the accelerator button, not very much, just a slight tap. There's like a resistance when you press in. So if you do that, then you can turn the camera. You can basically also turn it up and down, and it's not doing anything. Then if I press the accelerator button a little bit more, it will start to fly, and then it will react accordingly to how the motion controller is being tilted. Actually, I'm getting the hang of it. I don't know. Yeah, let's see if I manage to crash it towards the end of the video. But I'm actually getting the hang of it. It's not so intuitive in the beginning. So. Then dive. Whoa. You can hear the audio. It's crazy. So you can see there's a lot of options up here. There's the brightness of the display, there's head tracking. I guess if I enable that, disable this, and I disable the head tracking, what would then happen? So now when I turn my head, you can see the camera. Let's just start some video recording. So if I turn my head, maybe I should just fly a little bit closer to me, so you can see what it is that I'm doing. So, and maybe, and then, so see. So now, see, the drone is actually following. I keep this completely steady. And then I press the lock button again, and then I go up here in the menu, and I disable this. This acro stuff here is really crazy. Okay. So, press one more time on this, then it's... Of course, it's a problem that it doesn't have obstacle avoidance in the front. That could cause a little bit of an issue. But imagine this is the first time that I'm flying an FPV drone. So what do you think? If I can do it, anyone can do it. And the side bonus is that you'll be getting the possibility to use the goggles and the controller. You can use that. You can use that with your Mini 4 Pro and your Air 3. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's super cool. So this is 60. The colors looks really, really nice in the goggles here. And I'm actually surprised I'm not more dizzy than I am after doing this for just a short while. You know what's stupid? They've changed the rules, so I can't go beyond that tree here, according to the Danish law. They put in a safety zone around the castle for around 1 kilometer in the center of the castle. It's so stupid. So I only have this back portion of the parking lot to do my flying. Woo! It could be fun. I don't know how much more battery we have, but let's just go settings, camera. I do want to see. Oh, go back. Then I do want to go down and do maybe this one, especially when we are doing like crazy stuff. Yeah, and I don't want to wreck it now. I guess maybe there's a sport mode or something in here as well. I don't know. And I'm using Rocksteady technology, which is digital stabilization. Hey, mano. Whoa. Okay, maybe I should just, I don't know, take a little breather here before I have like a bunch of plastic scraps around me. But let's just see this flippy thingy if I'm up here, easy acro. So now that one is enabled. No, it's not. Okay, maybe that's an actual limitation there we just stumbled into. We need to stop the recording before we do anything. Now, I'm not really comfortable about the other ones. 180-degree drift. I'm not really sure what that does.
Watch out for part 2 of this first flight, which in this case will be a second flight, where I explore using the Avata 2 in sport mode. I'm using the D-Lock M, providing samples for that, and I'm also exploring all of the 3 easy acro modes that is coming with this drone. So if you're not already a subscriber, then consider becoming one so you don't miss out on that video.
So now when we had to test this, maybe we should do a little bit of recording here so we could actually see what's going on. Whoa! You know, if you slam it into your head, it will not stop. I'm just saying. Just want to see how that looks.
Let's replay it in slow motion. You can actually test out the easy acro modes by simply letting the drone hover and test it out completely safely. I didn't know that prior to this recording.
So low battery. Let's see what happens on low battery, and then we do like a sound test afterwards. It's so okay. So it was actually about to land over there. Yes! That was a crazy ride. So it's pretty clear that I couldn't figure it out in the beginning just by intuitively messing around with this. But once I started to get the hang of it, it was actually not that difficult to fly it. Then fly it so you get like cinematic quality in and out of buildings and all that stuff. That's of course a different game to do that. But it's really a nice kit, this one. And I'm surprised how comfortable these beeping goggles are. I'm surprised how comfortable they are to wear. Even though that I have like a pretty bad eyesight. And I understand why they put in these small cameras here in the front that will allow you to see outside. That's very handy actually, especially when I'm landing on maybe something like the, the landing pad. It was nice to see that it was actually above the landing pad before I put it down. So far this has been a fantastic experience, and I got this kit very late in the process, and this is the actual first flight that I'm doing with this unit, which will be similar to what you would kind of experience if you go out and do it the first time. I was solving a task for Droner.dk inside Copenhagen. I was flying a little bit inside their store with the motion controller, so I have very limited experience with that one. At least I can say that I don't have any muscle memory that is worth mentioning in relation to this, that's for sure. So this is like a virgin, like Madonna would have said. It's touch for the very first time. So yeah, it was really fun. I've been wanting to go into the FPV game for a long time, but I have been basically holding a little bit back because it's a significant investment to do it, and I didn't feel that the flight time and the setup was there with the Avata 1, but I definitely have a good impression of this one as it is right now. And the fact that you can use it together with some of your other products, at least the goggles and this controller, that makes it a lot more attractive than I originally thought. Of course, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that you should go out and buy this right now, because as it's probably clear that DJI sent me this kit for free. So that's why I've just decided to share my experience with you, how it sort of went along when I was testing out the product for the first time. If you want to buy it or not, that's up to you.
But in case that you decide so, I'm not leaving money on the table. So of course there are purchase links in the description below that will allow you to purchase the product and at the same way support the channel.
I will be pushing out a few videos to show you more of the features of this one. I also need to get the hang of the last two acro modes to sort of, I just need to go back home and read what it is that they are doing. The flips, that was pretty easy to figure out, but I need to figure out what the slide and the 180-degree thingy, what that is doing. I don't like that it says slide, because then it probably means that it will continue in one direction and not stop when you let go of everything. So you need to be prepared for that. But if it is anywhere as easy as the flips, then I think it will not be very difficult. I think I will do a separate video on the easy acros. I think that will be the easiest one. So many of you are probably asking, what about the noise? And it's a little bit windy today, so it's difficult to do a real scientific test, but I brought my sound meter, and let's just do like a really unscientific test just to give you an idea of the difference of the noise level of these two drones. The Mini 4 Pro is the noise level is kind of equal to the rest of the pack of the mini series. So yeah, let's put this up, let's launch it and just measure with the sound meter what it sounds like. And when we're doing these tests, we normally do two things. We let it launch, and then we measure it, and then we launch it to 10 meters, and then we measure it again. 64 dBA. Then let's put it in 10 meters. 56, 57. And then hold it down. 73, and a lot more hiss sound. So it's 10 meters. Yeah, around 60. Let's just kill this, not literally. And the same with the goggles here, because they are contributing to the noise, at least in close proximity. The background noise is around 38, 39. So the Avata 2 is significantly more noisier than the Mini 4 Pro. I guess we already knew that, and with a prop design like this, fast spinning props, it's not really a surprise. The flavor of the sound is definitely different. It's more hiss sounding, this one, than the Mini 4 Pro. So you will not be able to sneak around with this one without getting noticed. You see the camera? That's a huge lens that's in front of it. Look at this. This is the same sensor that you find in the Osmo Action 4, which is really cool. I think it's a 1 or 1.3 inch CMOS sensor. And the cool part about having a larger sensor compared to the previous Avata is that the low light capabilities are much stronger on this one, at least on paper. I haven't tried it yet, but that's at least the idea. And that's super cool when you're zipping in and out of buildings with the different light conditions, that you have a camera that's actually capable of seeing in low light. It has like this very nice protection in the front, so that will hopefully save the camera in case that you crash it. Repairability, I'm not really sure how that will go down if you crack one of these. But maybe this part is some sort of a flight module. It seems it's with 2 screws. Maybe that one can be taken out, and that will carry all the, sort of the electronics from the drone. That'll make it easy to repair it in case that you run into problems. It does not have sensors in the front. It only has rear obstacle avoidance sensors. I guess those are also helping with the downward sensing and maybe a little bit to the sides. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not, because you have these edges here. But so you're not saved if you decide to ram in directly into something like I almost did into myself just here a short while back. This was my first flight video with the DJI Avata. I hope you liked this video. If you did, then feel free to give it a like. If you didn't like it, feel free to press the dislike button twice. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you around.